Welcome to AstroEnergy with astrologer angel Shelley Overton. Hello and welcome to the AstroEnergy Show for Wednesday, March 25th, 2015. I hope all is going well for you. I am still in the process of setting up my radio show. I logged on about 15 minutes ago, and I was doing some other work that kind of took over my computer, and it did not come up that I could use Skype or even log into the show. So I have been trying to get it all coordinated. And so you would think Mercury is retrograde with the difficulty I'm having, but actually it's still the last bits of Uranus square Pluto coupled with Neptune opposite my Mercury. Yay! So anyway, my name is Shelley Overton, and I live in Orlando, Florida. So it's Wednesday, which means we should be having an ice cream truck come by within 10 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if he does. And I am also in the process, you'll forgive me please, of getting my my chart up because everything is super slow on my computer right now. And I think it had to do with the fact I was trying to upload a video off of my video camera, and it kind of took forever and it froze up and it was just not good. So I tried to eject it, and of course that wasn't working properly. And anyway, the chat room is in the process of being opened. I don't have it completely here on my computer. I do see elements of it, so we'll see if it comes up in the next couple minutes. Also, if you would like to call in for a reading today, the number is, hang on a second, 347-994-3365. So I've got all sorts of windows popping up, and it's kind of like Uranus, very, very Uranian energy right now with what's going on here, because we have multiple things going on. Nothing's going the way it should, and, that's just the way it goes with Uranus. So we have a few people in the chat room, and I want to wave and say hey to everybody there. Yay. And I'm in the process of getting everything set up here real quick. So I apologize because it just didn't go as I had planned. So if I could just click on it, you can hear me clicking, click, click, trying to get my astrology program open. And it's there, but it doesn't want to work for me. So that could be a very short show. Oh, sure, now you do it. So apparently Skype is opening up in the background, which is why I can't click on anything. So I had to use, believe it or not, I'm on my iPad with Skype. So I was able to call in on time. And hopefully you all can hear me just fine on Skype because it's opening up again now on my computer. So, and come on, finish signing up because I have people waiting to hear about what's going on. Okay, so at least, I know off the top of my head a lot of what's going on. So I'll just wait till my computer chooses to catch up. And then we will just go ahead and read what's going on in the planets off of my book. So that's one more reason why I like books and I like hard copies of things, because the internet and computers can be extremely unreliable. And yet, it isn't stopping me today, is it? So I've got, let's see, today is the 25th, so I'm going to have to jump down here and see what's going on. Actually, I'm going to open it up. I apologize. I'm just trying to buy a little time here till everything pops in. Okay, hang on. I think I have my ability now. My computer's still giving me a hard time. Okay, that's fine. So we had a new moon last Friday, and that was the Pisces new moon. And let's see what else. I'm just going to look at the most significant things here. So today the moon is in 25th Gemini, and it goes into Cancer tomorrow, We have the Sun trining Saturn in Sagittarius, and I'm sorry, like I said, I'm doing multiple things here. My stupid computer is still giving me a hard time. Stop that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to flip back to a different page. Nothing says professionalism like having none of your electronics work. So, okay, so we've got Venus in Aries at 9 degrees. We've got Mars in, let's see here, I want to say Aries. I want to make sure, yeah, Aries at 25 degrees. We've got the Moon in Gemini, the Sun in Aries now as well. We have Saturn retrograde at 4 degrees of Sagittarius and Jupiter at 12 degrees Leo retrograde. And we have Uranus, let's see, did I say Uranus? Uranus at 15 degrees retro. Oh no, it's direct now. So you're reading it off the book here. Neptune at 8 degrees in Pisces, and so he moved a degree in the last week and a half, week and 8 days, 9 days. And then Pluto is at 15 degrees of Capricorn. So we've got a lot going on with the planets still, but fortunately we have the Uranus square kind of separating. And I can't believe I can't get to my program. This is crazy. Oh, here we go. Cancel my call. I'm going to cancel my call. I'm just telling you what's going on so you can be on the same page with me while I'm doing it so I can have access to everything. Skype came up on my computer, and I have the spinning ball of death, so it's just going round and round. Anyway, and my big concern is I'm not going to be able to use my application for astrology, which is sitting right here. I can see it, but I have this ridiculous little spinning ball within the program. So I'm going to reload my blog talk page real quick and see if that works. And then maybe I can get you all back and I can get my app. Yay, there it is. Okay, good. So that helped a little bit in the interim. Okay, so what's going on is obviously electronics. Electronics are giving me a hard time. So let's get a card, an info card here, and try and get you all squared away. No, it's just going to give me a hard time. Really, well, it's not giving me a hard time. It's just giving me a slow time. So let's see maybe I can talk about what happened this week. So last Saturday was my daughter's 14th birthday, and that was an awesome day. So on that day was like everything happening, and we had, Sun went into Aries, Saturn retrograded, and we had a new moon eclipse. So it was kind of all right there in the same timeline, the same area. And so it was quite rocking and rolling this past week. I don't know if you all felt it. I actually have a chart which is coming up here very slowly. And I think I might just get rid of Skype because I think it's a memory hog, and that's probably what the problem is that Skype is just taking forever and taking all my memory. So I'm going to close that out. And I apologize again for this. This is just, I got on 20 minutes before the show. Excuse me. Trying to get it all squared away. And it isn't. So I'm dealing with it. And now I've got the spinning ball of death still. So, it's kind of difficult to do what you're trying to do when you don't have any information at your hand ready to look at. So I'm just going to, obviously flustered. But so today, Sun in Aries trines Saturn in Sagittarius. So what does that mean? That means that the Sun, which is our ego, is in positive aspect to Sagittarius, although Sagittarius is retrograde. And yes, I do have a chart up now, so I feel a little bit better about all that. And I've got, hang on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Virgo rising, 15 degrees, and Sun trining Saturn. So normally just a direct Saturn, it would be a really awesome time because we've got our ego in alignment, our sense of identity and self, and the drive, which is Aries, in alignment with Saturn in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is also a sign of taking action, and Saturn is about career and building structures. So there is still that energy of wanting to take action, but Saturn retrograding, meaning that we aren't quite able to connect because now he is moving backwards away from the sun. And honestly, this morning it was probably more productive than the afternoon, because this morning the sun was still probably, right now it's at 4 degrees and 56 minutes, and Saturn is at 4 degrees 49 minutes. So he's already passed an exact trine to the sun. So when the sun was approaching Saturn in that trine, we would have gotten a little bit more bang for the buck out of that energy. But of course now he's starting to separate from that because Saturn's moving away and he's moving forward, going closer to Uranus, which is at 15. So, you know, I know that there are a lot of people learning astrology, and I'm trying to talk to you, again, right now, just getting back to grounded because of all the Skype issues. So the sun in Aries is a very driven, directed energy that wants things like they want it, and they want it now. Very strong energy, you know, moving forward. New energy, so it's about new. So if you've got people in your life that, or people that you're looking to have a relationship with, it is the energy of new people. So it's a new relationship, new energy, new projects going forward. Mars is masculine energy. So again, it's the expression of that masculine, the masculine way of doing things, which is much more point blank and says it like it is, you know, doesn't pad things necessarily. And then Saturn in Sagittarius, retrograding. So I don't know if I've talked about that much. So the retrograde coming up, it's 4 degrees now, and it's going back to Scorpio. When it was in Scorpio, it was about our value system and our sense of our own worth in society, in the marketplace, so to speak. And it was about finances as they relate to other people. And it's also legalities and the government and things like that. So it's about our connectedness of the system and the value that we have in the world marketplace, so to speak, and also within relationship structures. And so as Saturn moves back in Sagittarius, he is having to second guess some of those moves that were made between the end of last year and now, where it was very energetic and happy energy, very optimistic and positive about what was going to happen and where we're going and what we're going to take with us and how we're going to manifest things, moving to another place, or the adventures that we're seeking out. But with Saturn retrograde, he has to go within a little bit more and wonder, was that the right thing? I was so positive, I was so happy with it, and now it's not what I thought it was. So as he moves across those signs, if you are an early degree Sagittarian, which means you're born right around November 22nd through about the 25th, 26th, somewhere in there, you're going to be feeling this fairly strongly. It means that your sense of self is being really challenged and your identity. So your spirituality is being challenged. You might have had the dogma of a lifetime that is now not working for you, so that everything that used to work well for you is not working well. Pluto in Capricorn is also emphasizing this because he's in conjunct right now to the moon, and that's today. So today might even be a little bit more of that discomfort, and with the moon at 18 Gemini within the last 2 days, especially yesterday, he was opposing your sun as he went into, as the moon went into Gemini. And then now she's at 18 Gemini. So a lot of things going on because now she's also sextile to Uranus in an air energy. So we've got the moon and Uranus having that electrical energy and also clarity of thought and maybe a little bit of anxiety coming in also, because an air energy moon can bring about that keen awareness of like thoughts and ideas, but also an energy that if we don't ground, we don't necessarily know what to do with. So we've got Jupiter in trine to the sun. So we have, kind of a wide grand trine. Jupiter, of course, is at 12, and the sun and Saturn are at 4 degrees. So he's a little outside an exact grand trine, but they're still by sun sign, or excuse me, by zodiac sign and element. They are in trine, all Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn. So there's some power going on with that. And Jupiter is retrograde, Saturn retrograde. So there's this wanting to shift and change career, wanting to shift and change what we're doing in our lives, what our purpose is, or maybe our connection to spirit, and then how we go about manifesting that, how that comes into the physical plane, and we take action on it. Mars is at latter degrees at 25 of Aries, and Aries is the energy, again, of drive and taking action, and Mars rules it. So he is in a position to really take charge and does not want to be held back. So interestingly, I have Mars at 26 degrees Cancer, so it's exactly square almost. It's within 1 degree of an exact square to Mars. So that also restricts anybody who has late degree Cancer Mars or late degree Capricorn Mars or late degree Libra Mars are all feeling this energy as well, that there's this kind of battle, and it could be an inner battle going on, but definitely there's some kind of anger issues, maybe frustration, I would say likely frustration, with you take action, but it isn't manifesting the way you had hoped it would manifest. The other side is we also have Mars in Aries and by sign squaring Pluto. So we've got that strong Plutonian energy. And of course, Mars is a lesser volume, a lesser vibration of the same energy of Pluto. So it's about shifting and changing and moving forward. So there's a lot of frustration going on right now with all of us, of course, because a couple inconjuncts going on, and actually a finger of God going on right now with Pluto at the apex. We've got with the moon. The moon is sextile to Jupiter, and Pluto is 150 degrees away from both of them, creating a finger of God. So it's a point of change today, a very strong point of change. And I think I know I've said in the past, probably the last year, that Saturn and Sagittarius definitely relates to the airlines, and I haven't really been saying as much about that because I really haven't wanted to focus too much on that energy, but I know there was an airplane crash in Germany, and Saturn retrograding definitely creates more likelihood of problems with that. And then also Moon in Gemini, because Gemini energy, it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the energy of accidents. It's electrical, but historically in research, Mercury usually plays a part in accidents that relate to pilot error or, a communications issue or something where information wasn't connected the way it should have been. And so there was an accident based on that, communication and thought problems. So let's see, Mercury is in square as well to the moon today. So be very careful, especially if you're a Virgo, a Gemini, Pisces, or Sagittarius. And if you have Mars in Sagittarius, that could also be a problem. So being that it's already 20 minutes after the hour, I am going to really quickly tell you about the sign of Capricorn, which is this week's sun sign that I am going to go over. So Capricorn is an earth sign. It is the sign that rules the 10th house of the zodiac, which is the house of career. It is the top cusp, the 12 o'clock position on the wheel of the zodiac, and it is very much about structure, about rules, about authority, autonomy, getting things done, duty, and responsibility. So all of these are very authoritative. They are strong energies and relate to the father figure. Capricorn is, in its best, it is very thoughtful and capable. At its worst, it can be fearful and controlling. So it is an earth energy, again, meaning that they need things in the tangible world to be orderly and to be structured a certain way. It is a sign of systems, and its ruler is Saturn. So everything that I've just told you about Capricorn is also connected to Saturn, and the energy and dynamic of Saturn is what gives Capricorn their flavor. And the energy of Capricorn, their sign begins around Christmas time, actually, 22nd, 23rd of December usually, and dates on the cusps between signs can change because it is every year, of course, the minutes change and the shift of the sun and everything like that. So the cusp degree itself can change the date year to year, but generally it's between the 21st and 23rd of the month, usually for most signs. So it goes from around December 22nd to January 22nd. And so that means that all the people born between Christmas and over New Year's and until the latter part of January will have this energy in their chart. And a lot of times people say, well, I'm not much like that. And that can be because the quicker moving planets like Venus, Mercury, Mars, they will be in different signs when you're born than your sun is. So they have an influence on your personality. Or you may be born towards the beginning or end of a sign where the next house will have an influence, the next sign will have an influence on you. So when people tell me, oh, I'm nothing like my sun sign, I usually figure that they have a very strong Mars or maybe a conjunction to another planet that is in their chart. But anyway, Capricorn. So interestingly, when Capricorn is strong in the charts, it creates influences that rule the masses, and it sticks for a long time because Saturn digs its heels in. Saturn is very set in its ways, and it is a cardinal energy, meaning it is the beginning of its quadrant, meaning the chart, the zodiac chart, is divided into 12 sections, and each of those 12 sections fall into a quarter of the chart somewhere, and the beginning sign for each quadrant, the quarter of the chart, has a sign, and cardinal sign is what they are, and Capricorn is the beginning of its quadrant, which is the top of the chart. So it rules your career and your life purpose. And it's also the point of fame in the chart because it's right there at the midheaven where the sun shines at midday, and it gives you that influence of being in the spotlight or being the authority figure. So I think that pretty well sums up Capricorn. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. It's great organizational energy. If you want to clear out clutter, they don't like things being scattered. That would be Aquarius, the sign after Capricorn, which makes up for all that restrictiveness that Capricorn can have. They are really good with running offices or running whatever business that they're in. They need things to be orderly and on time. Very much reliable, capable people. They can have a difficult time with humor. I know that sometimes they take things very literally, so you don't always come across as funny. If you're sarcastic, you definitely can have more issues with Capricorn people thinking you're funny or getting your humor. And then, so they're pretty responsible, pretty capable people, but they are also, you got to watch out for having any of the fears take over and getting a little anxious over that. And sarcastic, my Capricorn friend said. Anyway, so Pluto is in Capricorn right now. So, of course, Pluto is the energy of life and death, death and rebirth. And it takes on the flavor of all those things. So the changes, the deep life changes happen for Capricorns right now. And they've been feeling it for the last few years. Right now, Pluto's at 15 Capricorn. So those born in the middle of there, so close to the 5th of the month, around January 5th, are feeling this energy really strongly now, 5th through the 10th. So anyway, that's all, and I am going to take a quick break, and we'll take calls on the other side. So I can't really hear this. Hopefully everything will work out okay.
In these days of stress, running around, responsibilities, we all need a little place to go to make it all better. Is that place sports, football, or maybe you like to garden, paint, or just listen to music? Wherever your happy place is, you can find a shirt or mug to reflect that happy place. At myhappyplace.rocks, we have a variety of lifestyle products, including iPhone cases, pajamas, and pet items, all with beautiful, colorful designs, which help us go to our happy place. Stop by on the web for great gift ideas for others and yourself. myhappyplace.rocks. Lenny Pickett appears courtesy of Random Act Records. Check him out at randomactrecords.com.
Okay, we're back. My name is Shelley Overton, and you are listening to the AstroEnergy Show on Blog Talk Radio. If you would like to get a reading today, the number is 347-994-3365. And I'm going to go to our first caller. Let's see, 336. Hi, 336. Can you hear me? Hello? Hi, who is it? Hey.
Karen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Wow, long time to talk.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
What's going on in my chart right now?
Everything.
I'm really nervous right now about taking my car to an hour away to my brother-in-law to have it worked on because I don't trust him.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, let's see. So the Mercury energy for you, you've got Uranus in Mercury in Aquarius, and let's see. So Gemini. Oh, the Moon in Gemini is up there in joint finances and possession. So I don't know. This is your car, right? You don't own this with anyone else?
No, but Mom's paying for the repairs, so that's why I'm sort of forced into this.
Well, interestingly, the Moon is in Gemini, and Gemini rules the third house of siblings. So that's an interesting little twist. And it's also right on Jupiter in your chart. So that can be pretty good, although it's 1 degree past when you're asking the question. But it just went past trine as well. So it kind of looks like that jumped the shark, so to speak, going to your brother, because the Moon energy just passed Jupiter in that house. And also past your Mercury, and your natal Mercury is in the house of vehicles, and your Sun is down there too, but the Moon went past it. So it looks to me like it's kind of already a done deal that that's not going to happen. There's no connectedness between those energies. So, yeah, I would say, have you expressed that you're concerned about that to her?
Yes, I have, and I've got information about how he's done some crappy work. But he's a heat and air guy, and he did some work for a friend of mine that I've known since college, someone I actually am much closer to than I am my sister or him. And
right.
he blew up their air conditioning unit and almost killed them with carbon monoxide emissions.
Oh my gosh!
Plus, they ripped him off on a car deal, which was a bad timing for them because my friends were moving her mother who had gone blind, and my friend had all kinds of medical problems. They were very, very poor, and my sister and her husband took advantage of them and bought this car from them and ripped him off. And I'm just really uncomfortable about it.
Right.
But I'm forced to do this.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Mercury is at 20 degrees Pisces, and well, Mars is still at 25, so even though they're not in a positive aspect, it's not necessarily void until 25 degrees. What else? I'm just kind of looking around the chart to see what's going on.
I'm going to...
Yeah, it's...
to him
Go
on
ahead.
Friday.
Friday
I'm
you
gonna
have
take
to
him
do it? Okay.
so he can work.
Let me just see where the moon is on Friday. So it's going to be in Cancer. So that tells me there's a strong motherly influence with this. And it's also going to be opposite the house of siblings. So that might actually work to your benefit. That it looks to me like if you're going to do it Friday, the moon is going to be right there coming up on, well, it depends on kind of what day. Let me just see what time. What I'm looking for is the moon connecting to the planets in your house of the vehicle, which is the third house, and which is transportation. And then it's because it's got that Gemini energy now. If you wait, it'll go into Cancer. So the thing with Cancer is, though, it rules the mother. And the other thing, though, is that you have Uranus in Cancer. So Uranus is like, I can do it myself, and Cancer is the mother. So when the moon is right there, it's kind of like independence from the mother. So, and it's also opposing your brother. So it tells me that I think you're going to go ahead and do what you want to do, because the moon will be right there opposing all the authority. The moon, like moon in Cancer, so you've got the Capricorn Chiron, and you've got Venus down there. Having the moon oppose Chiron, it's kind of like you're doing what you want to do, and Chiron is down there saying authority. You've been wounded by authority. Interestingly, authority within the realm of your sibling, but also your thoughts and your actions around siblings. So I see the moon opposing next to Uranus, opposite all that Capricorn, which is the authority figure, opposite Pluto, is telling me you're going to go with what you want to do, and you're going to kind of say, sorry, but this is what I have to do. I think you're going to want to call your own shots, and it's only going to get stronger as the moon goes on toward the end of the week.
Okay.
So, yeah. Is that, you know what? And it's also, the moon's going to be squaring Uranus in Aries. So, let me look and see what degree it is on Friday. It's around 6 degrees. So it's early Cancer.
Well, Mom wants to try to keep the money in the family because my sister has cancer. But they're also an hour away. I've got a perfectly good mechanic less than a mile away from my house.
Right.
So I'm like, oh.
I would take my chances. I mean, I hate to give you advice that's going to upset the apple cart, and I know it probably will. But if you're going to go for somebody that you trust, and, I just see that there is going to be stress, especially Friday, because the moon will be moving into square with transiting Uranus, and it's opposing Pluto on Friday. So it's just going to be that way, It's like Friday is kind of like, that's the day that the moon makes that T-square. So you're going to have friction.
Okay.
I mean, if you had called, if I could have talked to you earlier, like I would have said, get it in like today or yesterday, because then the moon would be approaching Jupiter in Gemini, which is, a compatibility with your brother. And, Jupiter's fortune, and he's retrograde, so if the moon were going forward before it hit Jupiter, they were coming together. But, and the other thing I have to tell you, there's a duplicity with the moon in Gemini. So if you took it in any time before Cancer, it's going to be like, well, and I have to tell you also, the moon near your Uranus, there's going to be probably more than one story going on with the car. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Pardon me?
There's about three. About three.
Yeah, it's not just one issue. So, all right. But, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, I think that it would be in your best interest to go with the person that is close by that you know. And you know what? Are you really saying that your mom is going to not support you if you choose to do that? Would she say, no, I'm not going to pay?
I don't think she would, but she's so hell-bent on supporting my sister and her husband, and keeping it. She doesn't, and she's so loving and so nice. She doesn't want to believe that I have a laundry list of things that I disagree with about them. That experiences I've had with them that have gone shitty. I mean, I'm telling you, when my mother dies, which I don't want her to, but the best thing about her dying is going to be I don't have to deal with my brother or my sister or my brother-in-law again.
Yeah. Well, and it's unfortunate that people have such difficulty especially when people are not, when their character's in question. It's really tough, because you have to follow your instinct. And I would say that to anybody, if you feel like it's not going to go well, why would you line yourself up with that energy? Go with what you know is going to go well. And then, maybe just suck it up and take the fallout from it, because because I think, with the planets the way they are, you're going to have stress one way or the other. Uranus is squaring your natal Uranus, and it's coming up on square to your natal Chiron, which is the wounded healer down there in siblings. So you're not getting away from it. And also Pluto's coming down on your Chiron too, which means it's likely that by the time he gets 7 more degrees, it's going to be some kind of blow up over something that really bothered you all your life. So, or, with a sibling. It doesn't necessarily, this is a brother-in-law you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a brother-in-law. He's, like a jack of all trades and probably a master of nothing.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely say, your chart looks like you're going to do your own thing, but you're going to get fallout one way or the other. It's just the way it is. The planets, the way they're lining up now. If you need the car repaired, Uranus square Uranus is not going away. It's going to be there for a while. So, you're just going to have to be at odds with people, because that's part of that energy in your chart.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. Well, it's good talking to you. Good luck to you. Okay. Bye. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we'll go to 9. Oh, no. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Huh. Oh, what did I do? Oh, my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know. I got all sorts of little circles going on the screen. So, now I'm not sure who I called on. Okay, so 901, are you there? 901? Hello? Okay, I am going to refresh my screen because nothing's working. Today is just a difficult day. Hi, 901, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Yay! Okay, wonderful. Woohoo! So, who am I talking to?
Hey, this is Lanice. I'm just listening into the show.
Oh, I thought you had your little hand raised because I saw the little question mark by it.
Oh.
Well, do you want to... do you have a question, or you want to just go back? You just want to go back?
Well, yeah, since we're on, and if you don't mind, I wanted to know about my 7th house, what's transferring there with the Chiron and Pisces pertaining to relationship.
Okay. All right, so you have a Virgo rising, and double checking that. Yeah, Virgo rising, you're July 5th, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Virgo rising, and you said you want a 7th house. So Uranus is right there 2 degrees off your Jupiter. So are you getting relationships, dates? I mean, you should be getting a lot.
Well, not, but there was this person, you did a reading and a look at us, and he moved out, and now he's kind of coming back in. It's like everything just stopped on both our parts, and now after some months we hadn't talked, and he's calling back. So
okay,
and that's all that I've got. And he's the one that's really, really close to my birthday. You said we were near Astro twins or twin flames with our chart.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I think I still have his chart in here, don't I? Is it?
It's 7/2/63. July 2nd, July 2nd, 1963.
Okay. I had another guy that I did for you, March 2nd, 62. Is that another guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's over and done.
Wow. So you got guys on the 2nd. That's interesting. Okay. So, let me just look at him real quick for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And you said he's coming back in, and you are kind of little twin flamies. Let's see.
Well, I just don't know. I've just about given up now, thinking anything or assuming anything. I'm just, whatever God, brings and saves,
Yeah. Part of the problem with him is he's got a Uranus at 2 degrees Virgo, and so do you, though. But that means that you've got Saturn squaring that degree in your charts, which kind of, makes it difficult a little bit because, it's restriction. And, that restrictive energy is going to make it difficult. It's like whatever you do, it's thwarted. It makes it really, really hard to move forward. And I'm looking at his chart right now, and let's see, where is that energy for him? Well, it's about communication. And and is he really busy with work? It seems like he could be probably really busy with work and maybe even traveling a lot.
Well, he is focused on his money and work, and he's trying to lay a more solid foundation, and he is interested in travel. Right.
Okay, so I'm just going to get this straight. I want to run it by you and make sure I have this right. His birthday is July 2nd, 1963. And
That's
yours
correct.
is July 5th, 63.
Yes.
I don't even know how you stay apart from this guy. I mean, to me,
that's what I don't understand.
Like, unbelievable.
I kind of just quit thinking about him, and then it's been since like September of last year since we talked. And then last Friday evening, I summoned him to call me. He hasn't called me, and I haven't called him. And then Saturday he calls. I'm like, wow, did I do that?
Mm-hmm. Did you? What did you do? What, you just challenged him energetically?
I was like, I was in prayer, and I asked the universe, to bring him in, and if he's the one for me, have him get in contact with me. And he did. That's the next day.
Wow, that you are amazing. You're pretty awesome. Okay, well, what's going on for him? And what I want to tell you as far as committing to someone and following his heart, he's got a 28 degree Saturn in Sagittarius moon. So in 2.5 years, I know that seems like a long time. 2.5 years, he's basically going to be told.
I thought he had a Scorpio moon.
Okay, you're right. I take it back. That's your Saturn. That's your.
That's mine.
I can't get my tongue to work today. Of course. No, your moon's at 28 Sagittarius. I'm sorry. I forgot. He's on the inner wheel. I have a couple different bi-wheels, which means there are 2 charts in the wheel, and I switch back and forth, and you're in the center of one, and you were in the center of one, and then I switched it. So I didn't switch my thinking, so that's why I screwed up with that. He's got the Scorpio moon, and he already went through all that energy, but you have it coming up in 2.5 years where you're going, I think. Now, do you have family where you live?
I do.
Okay. Do you have family far from where you live?
I have family in California. Well, my immediate family is here.
Yeah, this chart looks like there's some kind of long distance energy going on with the two of you, and you might not even be, sticking around. Let me look. I got so much stuff going on here in these charts. Yeah, your Saturn is going to be going across the cusp of home and family. So something's going on that's going to give you an opportunity to move coming up probably in the year. Let me look at where Saturn is at the end of the year. I missed my ice cream man. I don't know where he went. Let's see.
I'm hoping to move in June, but it's going to be locally where I am now, not out of state or anything.
Yeah, this is more like the beginning of next year when Saturn goes into Sagittarius, so that's when the opportunity is going to come in. And also education. There could be an educational opportunity too or something. So spirituality, education, or travel. Any of those 3 things are going to be triggered around the home and family or the mother, because that's the house of the mother that's going to be triggering you. So, yeah, I mean, as far as he's concerned, I would say that when did he call? In the last day?
I have the date written down. It was Saturday the 21st.
Okay, so that was
12:57.
Yeah, that's literally right around just past the eclipse. The eclipse of the new moon was 6:30 in the morning Eastern time, and let's see, so your Central time zone. So pretty much that was when Saturn retrograded and the new moon came in, and the sun went into Aries and moon went into Aries, and the sun went into Aries the day before, but it was the first full day, so it was a huge trigger for him. Obviously, if he hadn't been calling and he called on that day, that was a huge day. So he's influenced by Saturn. And also by the moon and Saturn. Where's Saturn for him? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm looking. Okay, that's why. So, man, I think I'm in a fog today.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, I think that he's got some energy going on where he, believe it or not, I think that calling you is like healing for him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like a spiritual healing. So, yeah.
Does it mean something has cleared for him, that they have a positive influence on the energy between the two of us?
As far as Saturn, you mean?
I mean, as far as whatever happened.
I think that he has a 28-degree Scorpio cusp at the very last degree of the house of romance, which is where his moon conjunct his Neptune is. And that means that when Saturn gets to when Saturn retrogrades, it's going to that exact degree. And that's the moment of truth for him. It's like, you said that you moved forward kind of and he wasn't doing anything. He's going to have to make the final decision at what he's going to do at that point. So I'll tell you when that date is. If you hold on just a second. So it's 28 degrees and 22 minutes. So right around the 23rd of July is a huge time. And at that time, it's really interesting because that's when the sun goes into Leo, which is a fire energy. And then the sun also went into a fire energy, this past weekend. But that's the point where Saturn gets right to that cusp. So I think that it's about taking action. So I would say if you're trying to decide whether to go forward or not with this man, that's your deciding date, quite honestly. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen around the end of July. Or it won't happen at all and you'll know. Okay? Are you there? Lenise, did I lose you? Uh-oh, I think I dropped you somehow. Okay, well, I hope you can hear this in the archive. Let me just go back real quick and see. Lenise, is that you?
This is me. Yeah,
I
got cut off, but I call right back.
Okay, did you hear what I said?
I caught part of it, but I didn't hear it.
I just said by July 23rd, it's the exact date where Saturn hits the exact degree of the cusp of romance, moving into work, and so that's like a deciding date for you. So the third week of July, he's either going to be with you or he's not going to be with you, and I honestly wouldn't waste any more time on him if he isn't in your life around that date, because that Saturn is committing. It's at the degree of the cusp, moving out of romance, which means are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? And he's going back trying to decide. And that literally, because of the energy of Saturn going back to retrograde to that degree, that's what it's about. It's the final decision-making time. And then when he moves out, when Saturn moves out and goes back direct, which is also, let me look again when Saturn goes direct, the first day of August. So you will know, it's the end of July, beginning of August, Saturn's right there at that cusp, and it's like, are you going to make a commitment to this romance that you know is connected, or are you not? And I think if he's going to, it's going to happen around the third week of July. Okay? And honestly, if it doesn't happen at that point, I don't think it's going to, if it doesn't happen around that timeline. So let yourself be free of the stress of wondering if it isn't going to happen then, because I don't think it will.
Yeah, I'm not really stressed out about it. I guess something happened with me on Friday, too, because I had forgotten about him, not thinking about it, not calling. We just both dropped it.
Right.
He was kind of like lingering around in the back of my mind, but not up front with any pressure or, any stress or anything like that.
Right.
But he did come back to my mind, and that's when I manifested that call, I guess, or however it happened.
Right.
So we'll see, but thank you. That gives me a little bit more clarity on the situation.
Sure. All right.
I think there's definitely a connection, but if he doesn't want to go with it, I don't either.
Unbelievable connection. Yeah, unbelievable connection. This is the kind of chart I look for in someone that I would love to meet someone who is born near my birthday. But anyway. Okay, well, Anise, you take care, and please let me know, check in, tell me how it's going and especially after July 23rd, okay?
I'm going to give you a call around that time.
Awesome.
Definitely let you know what happened.
Okay, great. Well, you take care and have a good spring.
All right, you too.
Bye.
You too.
Okay, let's go on. 973, how are you? Hello? Are you on mute?
Hello.
Hi, 973. Who is this?
This is Jackie. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Jackie. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. Well,
Capricorn.
I apologize to make you wait so long. I've got you. Let's just take I've got a few more people in the queue now, so I want to get to your question. Just give me your question so I can get to you.
I just want to know if you see a good day for me to take a deliberate action just to get things moving legally.
Legally? Okay. After April 8th. But if you want even better than that, see, Jupiter's retrograde right on the cusp of House of Legalities. He's about to go into that, and Jupiter's fortune. So when he goes direct, which is, I think, the 7th of April, that will be like a demarcation for you, but he's not quite into the House of Legalities. So if you wanted to rule that action, I would wait till 1609, which is right at the 28th of May. And I know that seems a little bit far off, but May 28th, you literally have Jupiter on the cusp of legalities for you, which means fortune and expansion. And it's also in a fire sign of Leo, which is taking action. So it would ensure a good outcome doing that.
Okay.
But you could do it. You could do it. I mean, I would say if you did it before then, wait till after April 7th. But between April 7th and May 28th, you're going to have like this. It might be a desire to do it, and you can probably go with that if you want to. The month of April is okay because you have Mars in Taurus, which rules money. And let's see. Is this about something related to the home and family?
Yes.
Okay. So I would even wait until the 29th of April if you're going to go in April. I would wait till the 29th when Mars, that's a Wednesday, Mars will be right there on, actually not even that far. I wouldn't even wait that long if you're going to do it in April. Because Mars is moving towards the cusp of home and family at 20, but he'll be right on your natal Jupiter, 16 Taurus, which is the 22nd of April. So write those dates down. So April 22nd is a Wednesday, 29th is a week after that. That's a good day. And then again in May 28th, after he goes into the House of Legalities. So, okay?
Okay. All right, because I actually have to send some information in to the lawyer. I just don't know what to do.
Well, I would send information to the lawyer. I would send it on the 8th. If you could call and say you can't get to it till the 8th? It's only 2 weeks away.
Okay.
If you have to do it, now's okay because Venus is at 10. It's okay. I'd almost wait until the moon goes into Cancer if it's about the home and family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's my ice cream guy. Hang on a second. I'm just looking for the date to tell you that. Let's see. I'm sorry. It's Friday.
I'm thinking about the ice cream.
No, I'm listening to it, but I'm so many days. I don't know. Today is just a really foggy day because Mercury's in Pisces, and it's like not good for me. Yeah. So it would probably be Friday would be the best if you can wait till then, and even let me see. It goes in after 4:00 on Thursday Eastern time would be okay because then the moon would be in Cancer, which rules the home and family. Right now it's in Gemini, and if you do things in Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury. And I don't want you to be ruled by Mercury. The moon is very transient. Mercury's transient. But moon is transient too, but it rules home and family. So if you're going to do something related to the home and family legally, I'd wait till the moon is in Cancer, which is its own sign. Okay? So that would be Friday. And then Venus is in Taurus. So Venus is money. Taurus is the sign of money. It's right near your Jupiter within 6 degrees. That's good. And then any further stuff after Jupiter goes direct on the 8th. Okay?
Okay.
That help?
I sent you an email before, but I don't see where you had responded in learning how to understand the degrees in the house. It's like an introduction to it because I'm hearing the numbers. I kind of I understand the 360 and
right.
and the houses, the categories, but not really everything.
Okay. Well, the degrees are simple. It is there. I mean, I do an equal house system, a fairly equal house system, I should say. It isn't. In other words, the chart looks like an exact divided pie with 12 pieces in it, and yet the degree numbers are not exactly 30 degrees apart. They can have a variation. Like your chart has 14 degrees Capricorn and 16 degrees Aquarius on either side of your first house. So that means it's got 32 degrees in the first house. So you can also make the chart look like, the degrees are exact, but I just like the equal house chart with the degrees as they are. The degrees, they go 0 to 29 for each sign, and the first 10 degrees are the sign itself, whatever house it is. The first 10 degrees are represented by the sign on the cusp. The next 10 are represented by the next one in the same element. So if you have a Capricorn rising at 14 degrees, so you have one more degree, then like right now, Pluto's at 15 in your chart. Pluto is now, 10 degrees. I'm starting to get more confusing for you. The first 10 degrees are the first sign. The next 10 are the next sign in the same element. So it's Capricorn, it would be the next sign going around the wheel, which is Taurus. So the middle section of your chart is Taurus, and then the last 10 degrees would be Virgo. So they're all earth energy. So, and you do that for each house around the zodiac, whatever is in it. The first 10 are the first sign on the cusp, the next 10 are the next sign, and the last 10 are the last sign. So, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear that? The British lady?
I would visually, if I look at it more, it would make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm visual too.
Okay.
But anyway, I can talk more about that. I'm actually trying to get a class together that I'm doing for people to download, and I will put that in there. It's part of, the basics of astrology. So I will definitely, put that.
Okay.
But anyway, well, thank you for the phone call, and keep in touch.
Thank you, Shelley.
Okay, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry I took so long trying to get everything squared away with this computer, but the show is over, and I would ask that you call early next week because I'm going to be on here half an hour in advance. I'm going to be making sure everything is absolutely as it should be. But thank you for the calls, and we will see you next week. I love you all. Take care. Have a good week.
Thanks for stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at ironwoodrain.com.